You do not have to conform to what everyone says and what other people's rules are. Hello beautiful humans, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tessa Stewart. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back, sis. So in today's video, I will be doing a makeup tutorial for you girls. So I will just be doing a tutorial using all of the items, the makeup products that I got from my recent Sephora haul. So if you haven't watched that haul, be sure to watch it. I am going to link it down below. Watch this first and then go back and watch it just to see all the goodies that I got. But if you were interested in seeing how these items performed, whether or not I like them, my first impressions on a couple of them, then just keep on watching. But before we move any further, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that you are alerted with all of my future uploads. And let's get right into the video. Before we get started, I just wanted to give a huge shout out and thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes for anyone who just loves learning, wants to explore their creativity, learn a new skill. I believe that it is a great way to just invest in yourself. And that to me is the ultimate form of self-care. I became interested in Skillshare because if you're unaware, my husband and I do own a couple of small businesses. I am also in the process of a major transition career-wise. So I just needed some things to help me level up to just feel like I'm on my sharpest. The first class that I took was Mastering Productivity, Create a Custom System That Works by Thomas Frank. It really helped me to streamline some of my business processes, which in turn has freed up a lot more of my time, which I greatly appreciate. So that's the first class that I took, and I'm currently taking Video for Instagram, Tell an Engaging Story in Less Than a Minute, taught by Halise Navarez. Her class is so simple, straightforward, and it really helped me to build the confidence to actually film content to post on Instagram. I did a test run and I was actually kind of pleased. There are a couple things that I wanted to like fine tweak. So if you are interested, the first 1,000 people who click the link will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Once you become a member, you can actually go onto the website and bookmark all of the classes that you are interested in, and then you can kind of narrow it down and move at your own pace, which I really like. So once again, just wanted to give a big shout out and thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video, and let's get right into the tutorial. All right guys, I have prepped my skin with the Myrick's Beauty Oil. I love this stuff. This stuff is great, especially if you have dry skin. We're gonna jump right in. I'm going to start with my brows. So I did pick up the Refi brow pomade situation. I have been using it for the last few days, and part of me feels as though the brow wax might be a little bit, it's the consistency. I think the consistency is a little bit different. So I put it on my brows, I let it sit for a second, and then I go in with the spoolie side and just start to brush my brows, comb and brush them into place. So this gives you like the laminated brow look. I don't know if you can tell, but there's like residue from the product that's being moved above my brow. A strong tip, if you're gonna use this, you need to go back in and remove that before you put your foundation down. So then I like to go in and wipe off the residue. You can use alcohol, you can use whatever you like, but you wanna get all of that residue off. My brows are very thick, so I do not fill my brows in. I just simply line mine up with some concealer. I like to use the NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation to like edge up my brows. Looks like this. I use the color Macao or Marquesas, depending on how tan I am. Macao is my winter color. Marquesas is more of like a summer type of color. Then I just blend that down. So now we are going to go in with our eyeshadow. Generally, I like to do my foundation first. But because I don't know what kind of makeup look I'm doing and I don't know how much fallout I'm going to get, I'm gonna go ahead and start with my eyeshadow first. So we're just gonna trust the process sis. So today I'm gonna be using the Patrick Ta Major Dimension palette. Look how pretty it is. So this is actually going to be the first time that I'm using it. I'm super excited. It's so pretty. There's just so many things I'd love to do. This shade right here is like really speaking to me for my lid. I'm going to use MAC Prolonged Wear Concealer in the shade NC42 as my base. So we're gonna blend that out. Okay, so since we have that blended, we are going to go in with Passion first from the palette. I'm gonna place that color in our upper crease area. Okay, this is a lot darker than I anticipated. There's a little bit of kickback, but I'm not too concerned. So I'm just taking this and I am blending it up into the crease, concentrating it more in the crease area. I use small circular motions to blend out. Guys, I have not been wearing a lot of eyeshadow lately for some odd reason. I don't know, I've just been more in the mood to like do my face lately than I have in a long time. I'm excited to see what this turns out to be. Who knows what it's gonna look like, because girl, I have not done my own face makeup, like eyeshadow, in a long time. So you wanna make sure your eyes are as even as possible. It's kind of difficult for me to tell because of how this is positioned, but so far so good. I'm liking it. I want a nice soft look, something that you can wear in the daytime and in the evening time. The shadow blended out very beautifully, so now I'm gonna move on to my next color. I'm gonna go in with Lust and I'm gonna pack that in the middle of my lid. So this shadow is like a different kind of texture. Let me see. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Let me try my finger. Wow, it's pretty. It's super pretty. I don't feel like the camera is picking up on the pigment, like how pigmented it is, because it's bright. It's probably reflecting off of it. That is nice. I'm actually really happy that I did my shadow first, because I feel like this would have fell all over my foundation and I would have been super unhappy. All right, so the best way to pack this on is with your finger. I'm gonna do Romance right in the inner corner. Yeah, this definitely packs on better with a smaller, more dense brush when you're using it, so be mindful of that for the shimmer shadows. Girl, this is beautiful. Wow. It's almost like dual chrome a little bit. Girl, this is pretty. So this is pretty. This is nice and soft. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna deepen up the outer corner just a little bit with the deepest shade, Heartache. Yeah, I'm gonna go in with Heartache with my E42 brush by Sigma. Just bring it across the crease, but do not go up too high with this, because all you're doing is deepening the eye. You're just adding a little bit of dimension. You're trying to create more of a shape to your eye. You do not want to overpower the look with this darker color. You're just trying to enhance it. And then bring it in. Now, I didn't add any more color. I'm just diffusing that darker color and blending it in with the lighter color. This is the eyes for now. I just want something simple. I'm gonna leave it alone. Once I put the rest of my face together, you'll see how this goes. I'm going to remove whatever glitter fallout I got, girl, which is a lot. I am going to be using a mixture of two foundations. I have been loving the Tessa Yummy Skin Foundation. It is beautiful, but I have gotten darker since I have purchased that foundation. So it generally just matches kind of sort of like more so the middle of my face. I use it for like the highlighted areas simply because it's just so pretty. I love it. So I'm gonna use my NARS Marquesas Complete Matte Foundation on the outer perimeter of my face, and I'm gonna use the Tessa Dewy Skin Serum in the middle of my face. I'm gonna use my sponge. So I like to start around my mouth because that's why I want majority of the coverage, and then work my way out. Make sure you get your jawline. You don't want any lines of demarcation. Now, remember how I was saying I love the Tessa Dewy Skin Foundation? I love to use that in the middle. I use 18G. In the wintertime, it's like perfect for me, but in the summertime, it's a little too light. This stuff is very pigmented, okay? So a little goes a long way. Do not go ham with this, okay? So we're gonna be using the Tessa Yummy Skin. I'm gonna place that in the middle of my face. The way this makes your skin look and the glowy dewiness that you get, Oh, I love it. I love how this makes my skin look. Do you see this right here? That is from that Refi brow stuff. And, ugh, I don't know, guys. Yeah, my other brow stuff does not do that. I don't know if I really like this Refi stuff. Yeah, it lays your brows or whatever, but I don't like that residue and how like your makeup looks on top of that residue. It's not flattering. It's not flattering at all. Now we got that dewy skin down. Look how pretty, okay? Now we're gonna go in with our concealer. So I purchased the new Huda Beauty concealer. This is the Full Filter Luminous Matte Concealer. I got this in the shade 7.1 in Crumble. So we're gonna put this directly under the eye. I just want like a light, subtle highlight. I don't need anything extreme. I'm hoping that this does not crease because it says luminous matte, so I'm hoping that it lives up to that name. If not, I have other concealer on deck. So we're gonna put this in the middle. I'll put a little bit between my eyes just for some slight brightening. So we'll do it just like that. I'm gonna let this sit for like 2 minutes. We're just gonna speed along the drying. Don't you like this cute little fan? I got it from Amazon. It's very small, it goes in your purse. It looks like perfume, but then you like open it up and you can turn it on. It's pretty powerful. I've been using it and it's rechargeable, okay? And then they have like this little spot where you can actually put a fragrance in it if you wanted to. It's like a little disc that you put right there. So I just thought this was cute. I will link this in the description box below just in case you were wondering. All right, so the concealer is semi-dry. I like to start above my lip when it comes to like blending the concealer out. So I'm gonna just start here. Hopefully this stuff doesn't crease. A lot of times the concealers that say that they're like luminous and matte, generally they crease. Let's just go ahead. See. I like the shade. I like the shade a lot. It's nice and like subtle, which is what I like. I don't like extremely bright under eyes unless like it's for like an event and that's needed. Other than that, girl, no. I'm not with that. So we blended out one eye. She's looking pretty good. I like it. Okay, Huda. I don't know. Let's see how this wears throughout the day, girl. Let's see how this wears throughout the day because I have gotten super excited for concealers and foundations. And then like 2 hours in, I was like, oh no. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully it remains this pretty looking and smooth. It covers the circles, girl. Covers the dark circles. So it passed the first test because my dark circles are out of this world, okay? So I'm gonna set my under eye concealer with the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Setting Powder in Kanafa. I really like this. I've been using this powder for years. It lasts a long time. So let me just, you're gonna pat out all of the creases because you don't wanna set creases. I'm gonna pat out all the creases, make sure that it's completely smooth under my eye, and then I'll go ahead and set. So patting out the creases. Going in with powder. Just like so. Yeah, this stuff you gotta set it fast because it's already settling. All right guys, I'm not gonna front. Based on how fast the concealer started to pool in my crease and I just applied it, I have a strong feeling that this is going to crease on me throughout the day. That's generally a telltale sign. When it starts creasing and you literally just put it down and it's already like half dry and tacky, it's not necessarily the best sign. So I'm also using that Kanafa powder to set in between my brows. That's it. I don't use it anywhere else because it's rather light and I don't want to brighten my skin anymore. Now I'm going to set the rest of my face. So this is how we do. This might seem a little excessive, but honestly, this is how I get like the prettiest look because my undertone is a little different. Like I'm more yellow undertone, but in the summertime, I get a little bit more neutral red. So I try to balance those things out because it doesn't fully come through on every portion of my skin. So I'm gonna go in first with my NARS Light Reflecting Loose Setting Powder. This is in the shade Mesa. I'm just gonna put that in the center of my face. Then I'm gonna go in with my Makeup Forever setting powder in the shade 5.0, and this is the matte setting powder. I will put it on the screen, obviously. And then I just put this around the perimeter of my face. This has more of a red undertone, so it brings like a bronziness to my face that I enjoy. Next, we are going to move on to a little bit of contour. I like to use the Black Radiance contour kit. Normally I use the medium to dark. Now I'm using the dark deep one. So I take the middle shade and I'm just going to kind of bronze up, slightly contour. Well, if it's with bronzer, it's really not contour, but that's what we're gonna call it. And just lightly bring a little dimension back to the face. Nice, like that. So now we're gonna move on to our nose. I'm just gonna do a light bronzing of the nose. I'm gonna take the bronzer on this brush. It is a blush brush. I take the blush brush, okay, because I'm not contouring. So I'm not really concerned about like how exact it's looking. I just want the shade, the shadow. So I squeeze the brush like that, so it's a little bit more thin, and then I take it and following this contour down like that. Just like that. See what it does to the side of your nose? Just that quickly. So we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Pinch the brush. That's how I'm leaving it. I am not that concerned. It's just, honestly, it's makeup. You want it to be presentable, you want it to be nice, you want it to be to your comfort level. You do not have to conform to what everyone says and what other people's rules are, okay? If you are happy and you're pleased with it, girl, go with it, okay? Since we've gotten the face a little bit more snatched, now I can go in with my blush. So next, I'm gonna be using the Sephora Micro Smooth Blush in Captivate. I'm gonna be using this shade right here, and I'm gonna use the same brush. We don't need a million brushes, it's all the same. So you can smile a little bit, get the apples. Now, if you wanna keep the shape of your face, right? You don't wanna put blush right here, okay? Because if you put it there, like while you're smiling and you stop smiling, it's gonna droop. So you wanna put it from the top down because you wanna maintain the shape of your face, right? You're trying to enhance what's there, your beautiful cheekbones, and then bring it down towards the ball of your cheek. Guys, I don't think I like this hooded concealer. Like, it's settling, and you see this? These circles? Yeah, I don't know about that hooded concealer. Okay, so we finished our cheeks, we finished our base for the most part. I'm not doing any highlight today. I'm just not feeling it, for real. Actually, yeah, I'm not feeling it. I'm not gonna do it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish my eyes. We're gonna take Passion first and place that at the lower lash line. We have that shade down. Now I'm gonna go in with the darker shade, which is Heartache, and deepen that even more around the outer corner. I am not going to be using a liner. Liner actually causes my eyes to water, and it's almost like I'm allergic to it. I am not gonna sabotage myself like that. So instead of liner, I'm gonna do an extreme amount of mascara because that's just how I roll, sis. I can't with the liner. It is what it is. So I will be using the Pat McGrath Labs Dark Star Mascara. Her mascaras are good. So I got this in a Sephora kit, and I really like this. I'm probably gonna repurchase this. Next is the lips. I just picked up not too long ago this NYX Line Loud Lip Pencil in Rebel Kind. Looks like this. This is a long wearing liner, so I like to smudge it around with my finger before it fully sets so that it will blend well with the lipstick. I'm gonna be going in with Mare by MAC. This shade like this. Very pretty shade. Okay, so we have that blended, and next I'm going to go in with MAC lip gloss in All Things Magical. Looks like this. And I'm just gonna put that in the center. This is the finished look. There's a couple things that I'm not fully enjoying. Under my eye, I don't know if you can tell, but the bag is coming through in the indentation. So I'm gonna go in and try to counteract that with a foundation powder that has a little bit more of a red undertone, just to get rid of that dark circle, and we'll see how that works. So I'm gonna go in with my Fenty Beauty in the shade 390, the Pro Filter Soft Matte Powder Foundation. Right where the bag is fully at, we're gonna try and counteract that. Yep, it's not working. Okay, so yeah, I can tell you from now, I don't think I really like this Huda Beauty Faux Filter Luminous Matte Concealer. It's not doing much for my under eyes. Maybe it's better for on the face, but that's not what I need it for. I need it for under my eyes. I have other concealers that work wonders. Like with the amount that I put under my eye, you should not be able to see my dark circles, but those suckers are shining through, okay? Just wanna cover my hair so it doesn't revert. And I'm gonna use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dewy Set Setting Spray. So I set with the Dewy Set Spray first because I always use 2 setting sprays. Normally I use my Urban Decay All Nighter in the Dewy Set, or Urban Decay All Nighter and something else. But because I just picked up the One Size Until Dawn Mattifying Waterproof Setting Spray, because it's mattifying, I wanted to go in with the Dewy Set first because my skin has been a lot drier lately. And then I'm gonna spray this over it. I've been hearing good things about it. It really seems like hairspray. Let's see how this works, let's see. This isn't very wet, so I don't think this part is necessary, but you know, us naturalistas, girl, we have to take every precaution. So let me go ahead and spray. All right, so you can't tell from the video, but this stuff is mattifying. It definitely feels like it's kind of like drying down my skin. All right, sis, I'm going to fix my hair and I will be back with the final look. All right, beautiful, I am back. I have finished my face. I went ahead and combed my hair down so you can see. Let me pull it back so you can see what we're working with here, okay? So this is the final look. I really like it. I like how it came out. I enjoyed doing this tutorial for you girls. There are a few products that stood out. There are a couple that really, you could probably do without. So let's just go over a few of those. So first and foremost, the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Luminous Matte Concealer. I can tell you just by this usage, I'm not a fan of this concealer. The coverage just isn't there for me. I have a lot of concealers. I have drugstore concealers that I believe perform a little bit better. It started creasing on me before I ever got a chance to set it, and I have actually had to go in and add more powder numerous times. The more powder that I've added, the drier my under eyes have looked. But I had to add the powder to keep it from creasing. You get what I'm saying? The better alternatives, it's very similar to the L'Oreal Infallible Concealer in the shade Honey. I feel like the Infallible one is just a little bit more neutral, but that is a great alternative drugstore brand. It's not too matte, but it's luminous enough under the eyes that you don't necessarily have to use a powder and it won't go crazy with the creasing. If you want a high-end, more moisturizing concealer for your under eye, the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer still works wonders. It does not crease if you set it properly. Even the Too Faced Born This Way, there are just so many other concealers that I prefer over this. I know that I'm taking this back. I just had to do too much work to just conceal my dark circles. And yes, my dark circles are pretty bad, but they're not bad enough that I have to go over with a colored powder to, you know, correct the issue. So this is gonna be going back. Next, I'm gonna be talking about the Patrick Ta Major Dimension 2 palette. Looks like this. This palette is beautiful. It really is. There is a slight learning curve with the metallics. The metallic colors, they don't pick up that well on a brush. You do probably need to use your finger, and I feel like the color that you see in the pan is not necessarily the color that you're gonna see in your eyes. That could be because of the base that I used. I did use a concealer, and he does give you 2 creams in here. I'm gonna continue working with the palette and try it over top of the creams that he included in the palette just to see how it works, but I like it a lot. If you don't want to splurge on this particular palette, you can always get the Natasha Denona, like the miniature rose gold palette. It has some similar mattes in it. It does have a couple shimmers, and it's smaller, more affordable, and it's more appropriate for somebody who doesn't use a lot of eyeshadow all of the time. But I like it. I'm definitely gonna keep it. Next is gonna be the Sephora Micro Smooth palette in Captivate. I like this. I like this shade. I really like this like mauve color. It's a little bit more matte. There's like a slight luminosity to it, but it's not, you barely see it. It just gives like a nice glow to the skin. I didn't use any of the other shimmers like the highlights, but I do enjoy this a lot. I'm definitely going to keep it. I see myself reaching for this on a regular basis because it's just, yeah, the color scheme is just right up my alley. So I really enjoyed this. Now this Refi brow pencil, brow pomade, whatever it is, the Refi brow defining stuff, okay? I'm not fully sold. Like, it holds your brows, but I've used better products. I prefer the Patrick Ta brow wax or even the brow soap. Those both perform well. You can use those, and even if you don't wipe away that residue, I have never had my foundation hill up on top of those products. So I think I'm leaning more towards those. When you use this, if you saw within the video, when you put your foundation or any makeup on the top of it, it's not very flattering. It like lays on top and it's very noticeable. So for me, the hold that it gives isn't great enough for me to be bothered with that. So this is probably gonna go back actually. And the final new product that I got is going to be the One Size On Till Dawn Mattifying Waterproof Setting Spray. Sis, now I have not tested out if it's waterproof, okay? But I can attest that it will mattify your skin. I know that you probably can't tell because I have a lot of lights on, so there's like some luminosity that's bouncing, but in person, girl, once I sprayed this on, it dried my skin down. Like, it made my face look a little bit more matte than it was, and I sprayed a lot of the dewy setting spray first, and I'm glad that I did because this is going to need it. But just from how my face feels, you don't feel it on your face, but I can just tell the difference in the texture from my skin before I sprayed it to now, and I do believe that this is gonna last all day. I like this so far. This is right up my alley, so I enjoyed that. All right, that's it. I think that's all we have for you today. All right, sis, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you made it this far, you are a real one, and I love you for that. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that you are alerted with all of my future uploads. And if you found the video helpful, share it with a friend, girl, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.